Hey, what's up? It's Symphony here. Subscribe to my brother Mr. Creepy as Hell channel, and when you're watching his videos, make sure you stay in one piece.
Everyone has heard about Robert the Doll, Annabelle, and Chucky. All those stories that you hear or movies are about dolls that come to life, or dolls that possess some kind of hideous and monstrous spirit attached to them. But the story I'm about to share with you is something that I experienced at the hands of a doll. And dare I say, this doll that I came in contact with is probably a trillion times scary after what I saw it could do. I never ever have a doll in my house. My name is JR, and I have a 6-year-old daughter named Daisy, and she loves dolls. She loves playing with dolls, and she loves collecting them. One evening, me and my daughter were at the mall. We were shopping around for her cousin's birthday, and we went into the toy area in the mall, and that's when my daughter Daisy saw it. It was a doll that caught her attention. It was a lifelike doll. The doll had long brunette hair and blue eyes. Daisy turned towards me and asked me, "Dad, can I get that doll? I really want her. Please?" I looked at the price of the doll, and it was almost $300. I didn't really want to spend that type of money on a doll, especially when there were way cheaper dolls in the store. But Daisy just kept eyeballing that doll, and she kept on asking me, "Please, Daddy, can I get the doll? Please?" How about this, Daisy? Let's talk this over with your mother, and then we'll make a decision, and if the doll is still there, we'll decide if we want to buy it for you or not. Let me just talk to your mother, okay? I told Daisy as I patted her curly short hair. Me and my wife Star have always had an agreement whenever it comes to really big purchases that we will always talk to one another before we make the decision. So that night, when Daisy went off to sleep, I went upstairs into our room and I sat down and I talked it to Star and I asked her, "So Star, Daisy wants this doll, but it costs $299. Think I should get it for her, or maybe we shouldn't? That really is a lot of money to spend on one little doll. I guess we could. I mean, she has been a good girl. She's been listening, following directions. She's been doing good in school. So I figured, why not get it for her tomorrow?" Star told me. Oh man, I can't wait to see the look on Daisy's face. She's gonna be really happy. A few days later, I surprised Daisy with the doll she wanted. She was over the moon, and she was smiling, dancing around with the doll. She loved it. And for the next few days, everything seemed good. She took the doll everywhere with her, and she liked it a whole lot. But then, a month later, things started to get strange. First, it was a few things in our household that went missing, like car keys or drinks or cups, small things. And then it got worse. One day, I discovered all the missing things inside of Daisy's room, and I was upset. I had to sit down with her and to teach her about lying and stealing. "But Daddy, it wasn't me. It was the doll, Ruby the doll. She took all those things." I looked at her as I started to get more frustrated, and before I can even say anything, she said something else. "Daddy, I don't want that doll. She said that she wants to kill me." I looked at my daughter confused and shocked because I never heard her use those words in her vocabulary. I was trying to understand, seeing what was happening here. I looked at my daughter for a bit, and then I asked her, "Honey, I'm pretty sure it was just a bad dream, alright? Look, you probably just imagined that, alright? There's no such thing as a doll coming to life and harming you, I promise, alright? Now in the meantime, please don't take none of Mommy and Daddy's stuff. Or if you do, be honest, okay? Daisy didn't say anything else. She just nodded her head in agreement. After a while, I went upstairs and I told my wife about what happened. She was confused and shocked as well, wondering why Daisy would use that word. A couple of nights later, I was going to the bathroom and I happened to pass by Daisy's room. And that's when I noticed I heard some muffled talking from her.
I'm not gonna do it. I don't want to kill myself. Can we do something else? This game is boring. And plus, I can't be up late. My dad's gonna get mad at me.
Feeling furious after telling Daisy about 10 times to get into bed, I was making my way towards her room door. But I stopped right there in the middle of the hallway because what I heard after my daughter got done talking made chills run down my body.
Come on, Daisy. Kill yourself. Kill your family and then kill yourself.
There was another voice I heard, and I immediately busted the door open in Daisy's room. I saw Daisy sitting there crying. I looked to the doll, and what I saw with the doll frightened me. The doll turned around by itself and looked at me. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. The doll's facial features changed. The doll turned towards me and gave me this glower look. I ran to my daughter immediately, grabbing her. But before I can do that, the doll ran up to me, and somehow it had a knife in its hands. I'm not joking. It ran and it stabbed me in my leg. My daughter screamed. I remember the pain being so intense, I almost wanted to black out. I tried to fight the pain, and I tried to go get my daughter, but before I can do that, I felt something hit me over the head, and that's the last thing I remember. I woke up. I don't know how long I was out for, but when I woke up, I remember seeing officers all over the house, including 3 in the room where I was unconscious. Also in the room with me were 2 EMTs as I was laid out on a stretcher. I didn't remember much. I think I blacked out again, and then I woke up in the hospital. When I woke up, there was 2 officers that came in. Not only that, but I noticed that I was restrained to the hospital bed. I had 2 handcuffs that were cuffed on me and cuffed onto the bed rail. I was confused, and that's when the officers asked me, "So do you remember anything before you blacked out?" I was walking into my daughter's room. She was screaming, and then when I came in there was a doll. It was alive. It was threatening to harm my daughter. I don't remember much. I'm trying to remember. I remember I was trying to get my daughter, and then the doll stabbed me in my leg, and then I think the doll hit me. I swear it was the doll. What's going on? I tried explaining to the officers, but when I looked at them, they looked like they didn't believe me, and I was confused and wanted to know what happened to my wife and my daughter Daisy. The men looked at each other, and then they turned back to me and told me some disheartening news. "Sir, your wife and daughter are deceased. They died from serious stab wounds to the back, and you're the prime suspect. So we placed you under arrest. We found you laying unconscious with a knife in your hands with the blood on it as well." "Wait, they're dead? And you think I done it? I would never harm my wife and my daughter. No, it wasn't me that done it. You gotta understand." I tried telling them as I was hit with a heavy blow. My wife and daughter are deceased, and it really hurted me. Also, sir, we didn't find a doll anywhere in the house. The only thing we found was you holding the knife while you were unconscious with their blood on it. I was even more terrified. Not only did that doll come to life, but it managed to kill my wife and daughter, and now it's on the run. I wanted to explain to the officers, but as I kept talking, I realized that I sounded more crazier than ever, and no one was gonna believe that a doll could come to life and kill 2 human beings. A few days later, I was released from the hospital, and I was placed into custody. A couple of days later after that, I was in court facing the trial for the murder of my wife and daughter, even though I didn't kill them, but many people believe that I did. I tried to explain to them what happened, but many people deemed me as crazy. Eventually, I was placed in a mental hospital because they deemed me as someone that was not all there. And I've been spending the last 2 years in this hospital, and even though people don't believe me, but I can tell you that I did not kill my wife and my daughter. It was that doll. The only thing I regret was ever buying it. I don't know what was up with the doll, but apparently it's alive and it's moving around. I don't know. I'm scared. I'm scared that it will come for me. It will eventually find me, and it will finish the job and kill me. That doll is dangerous, and I'm hoping that no one ever finds that doll and takes it home with them.